Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to another video on MUFC Agenda. Today, we are talking about the 2024/2025 season predictions for Manchester United. We're going to be talking about Premier League, Europa League, FA Cup, Carabao Cup, top scorers, top assisters, breakthrough player, and signing of the season. Plenty to talk about, and I suppose we'll get straight into it with obviously starting off with the Premier League. Last season wasn't the best season at all in the Premier League. It was disappointing and very, very sad at times last season, if we're being honest. 8th in the league, and yeah, an awful campaign in the Premier League last year. Obviously, the whole year got saved by the FA Cup, and that is the reason why we're in the Europa League. But obviously, we've got Fulham on Friday, the game that I'm going to. We will be doing post-match reactions to that game, but we're going to talk about the Premier League. And where do I think we are going to finish? Obviously, we've made some great signings in De Ligt, in Mazraoui, getting recently confirmed, and obviously Xerxes, as well as Lenny Yoro, who is unfortunately injured. Obviously, the team left of me. I've just put that team there just to show you what I think our strongest possible lineup is at the moment. Obviously, you've got people like Højlund and Yoro who are injured, and obviously Luke Shaw, who's injured as well. But I think that is our strongest possible lineup that we probably should go into the game this weekend, but I don't know if Xerxes will start because the fact that he got no minutes in the Carabao Cup would suggest to me that he's probably not fully fit. So Marcus Rashford might be going through the middle, and to be honest, that's a solid lineup indeed. But Premier League, where are we going to finish? 8th for me, I think we're going to finish 4th. I think if I just roughly go through it, I think Arsenal will win the league. I think they'll finally do it this year. City to finish 2nd. I don't know who's going to actually finish 3rd when I think about it. I think it could be us. And to be honest, I could put us 3rd, but I'm going to put us 4th. I think Liverpool. I don't think it'll be Liverpool. I think it could be Tottenham Hotspur. I think it could be Spurs. Sounds a bit crazy, but yeah, I'm going to go Spurs 3rd, and obviously United 4th. I think the signings we made, I think we've made our squad a whole lot better, and we've obviously got future signings to be made as well. Ugarte might be coming in. I know a midfielder is going to be coming in, potentially a left back with the injuries to Luke Shaw, and obviously Malassi is still out for a couple of months as well, apparently. So hopefully we get those signings over the way, maybe sell a few players as well, and get a bit more money potentially for 2 midfielders. But for the signings we've done so far and the signings that I think we're going to make, I think comfortably, I think we'll get 4th, potentially even 3rd. I think we're going to surprise a few people this year. I think a lot of predictions that I've seen so far have put us outside the top 4. A lot of people have been flirting with it, but I'm going to put us in there safely in top 4. I think we'll be the best of a bad bunch potentially, because I think it'll be Arsenal and City who are fighting for it. But I think we'll surprise people this year. For me, Manchester United are going to go from 8th to 4th in the Premier League this year. I have got on my list breakthrough player, but I'm actually going to go to that later on. We're going to go to the other cups, and we're going to start off with Europa League. And obviously, we didn't get Champions League because we finished awfully in the Premier League. We got the FA Cup win, which means we're in Europa League. And my prediction for Manchester United this season is to win the Europa League. Yes, it might sound crazy because when you're always in it, when a team like us, a lot of fans, you think, yeah, you know what, we're in it. It's the BTEC Champions League, we'll win it. It's not as simple as that, but I think Ten Hag does seem to favour a lot of the cup competitions, and he is good in cup games, so I expect him to get far in the Europa League. And you know what, I think we're going to win it this year. I think the squad depth that we've built up, it's going to help, especially we've got a couple of young players and coming through that are probably going to get pushed to the first team as well. Probably get played in a few of those Europa League games, early group stages like that. But for me, the prediction this year is that Manchester United are going to win the Europa League. What are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments down below. Moving on to the FA Cup, obviously we are the holders of the FA Cup, but for me this year, I don't think we're going to get as far in the cup this year. I think we're going to get hit with one of those the early games where you get hit with like an Arsenal or a City or a Liverpool, and maybe we just don't scrape through. For me, I'm going quarter-final exit for Manchester United in the FA Cup. Obviously, we are the holders, but similar to last season, now we're the holders of the Carabao Cup. We went out early. I think we're going to do the same again this time with the FA Cup. We're going to go out early in the quarter-finals there. Carabao Cup, again, I'm going to go quarterfinals. I don't think we win any of the domestic trophies. I think we're going to win the European trophy. These domestic cups, we're going to get hit with some hard, tricky games and then potentially get out early. I mean, we could get easy games and go all the way to the final, but my predictions are quarterfinals for both the FA Cup and the Carabao Cup, and then obviously us winning the Europa League. They are my predictions for our trophies and obviously our Premier League position. Now we're going to move on to more of a player prediction. Obviously, I said at the start, top scorer, top assister, breakthrough talent or breakthrough player, whatever you want to call it, and then obviously our signing of the season. We're going to start off with our top goal scorer. Who do I think is going to be our top goal scorer for the 2024/25 season? This is including all comps, not just Premier League, not just the cups, all of them, all competitions. Who do I think it's going to be? I've got two names down, and you know what? I'll tell you the two names, and then I'm going to give you one name because we're not sitting on the fence. We're going to go all in. My two names are Bruno Fernandes and Alejandro Garnacho. Yes, I believe Garnacho is going to really, really turn the screw. I've seen the talent, I've seen the tenacity, and what I saw off the bench for him in the little cameo he had against City in the Community Shield, which unfortunately we did lose on penalties, if you didn't know that. But I believe this man is hungry. He's come back off his holiday early to get into preseason, to get the training, to start the to play in the Community Shield. Obviously, his goal was brilliant from the right hand side. I think he'll predominantly play off the left, as you can see on the team just next to me there. And I do believe that he will be our top goal scorer this season. A little bit like Rashford has been in the past from that left hand side. I think players like Xerxes we brought in. Obviously, we've got Højlund still as well, who is injured. But I feel like, especially with someone who's like Ahmad and obviously Sancho being back into the frame, we've got a little bit more creativity. And I do believe Alejandro Garnacho will be our top goal scorer in all competitions this year. And I know that sounds crazy because he's only 20 years old, but I do believe this man is on a bit of a mission. He looks a little bit taller, looks a little bit more physically astute, and I think he is going to be our top scorer. Obviously, I did have Bruno in there as well, but I've gone for Garnacho. Our top assister, on the other hand, it is going to be the man who has just signed a recent contract. As you can see the quote down below there about him signing his new contract. El Capitano, Bruno. We love him so much. Obviously, I did potentially think about him. I think he's going to have a great season. That's why I debated putting him in there for the top scorer. But I do believe he'll be our top assister. Bruno Fernandes, El Capitano, our Portuguese Magnifico. We love him so much. I'm so glad that he has signed a contract extension. Obviously, you see there. There's a reason I've got him on the wall. I mean, it might just be for 6, 7, 8. But no, I love Bruno Fernandes. I love what he gives to the him and a couple other players like Martinez, like Dallo, and probably De Ligt as well. They understand what Manchester United is about, and they just have the passion for the game. And not you can't not like Bruno Fernandes. I mean, I get why a lot of opposition fans hate him because he's a bit like Emi Martinez. He's just that sort of character. But for United fans, most United fans love Bruno Fernandes, me included, and I believe he's going to be our top assister. And I think he's going to be our player of the season, if I'm being honest. Actually, that's one I'm going to add on. Player of the season, Bruno Fernandes. I just thought of it on the spot. There you go. There is the player of the season for you as well. I didn't even think about that, but we've just had it on for a little bit of a Brucey bonus. However, what we're going to move on to next is our breakthrough player. And I've got two names written down. And the reason being is not because I'm going to pick one or the other. I'm literally going to give you two names because one is I don't know if you can class as a breakthrough, and the other is really he is a breakthrough. The first one I've got down is Amad Diallo. And I don't know how you react to that, but the reason I've put him down as one of the breakthrough players is because, he's barely played that much for United. I know he's like 21 now. He has been at the club for a while, but he's never really had a true run-in or, in the first team. But he came into pre-season this year, and he's looked absolutely fantastic in every game. Looked sharp, electric, and looked like he's really switched on. And again, in the Carabao Cup final, having the City defenders on strings. And let's not forget, that City back line was not a weak back line. That was basically a full back line. Apart from Rico Lewis, who was on the opposite side, it was as strong as it gets for Man City at the back. And yeah, Amad Diallo was cooking. Could have had an assist. Probably could have had a goal himself. And I thought he was fantastic in that game. And I really do believe he's going to cement that right wing spot. And that is why I've got him as one of two players for the breakthrough. But if you didn't accept Amad as a breakthrough because he's been at the club for a few years now, I have gone for Toby Collier as the other option because I think a bit like Garnacho and a bit like Mainu, every year we seem to have one youngster that comes through the academy. It was Garnacho for Eric Ten Hag's first season. It was Mainu the second season. And this third year, I believe it's going to be Toby Collier. We've seen him in pre-season and he looks not similar to Mainu in the way he plays, but similar in mindset. Seems like a very self-aware player. A old head on young shoulders is what I was trying to say. He just seems calm. He just seems like he's got that little bit about him where he comes on and he doesn't feel phased. Again, coming on in the Community Shield, had a very, very good performance when he came on. And I was being very impressed throughout pre-season. I think he'll get more minutes in the cup games and especially in the Europa League. I think he'll get minutes and hopefully he is the breakthrough. I'm not saying he's going to be starting by the end of the season like Mainu, but I think he's going to get some solid minutes and I think he's going to be established potentially in the first team squad. Maybe not in the first team 11, but the first team squad, an established name. And yeah, I do believe he is one of the options that can be the breakthrough player for Manchester United this year. And then to finish off, we have got the best performing signing for the 2024/2025 season. Obviously, so far we have signed Xerxes, De Ligt, Mazraoui, and Lenny Yoro. Obviously, Lenny Yoro is going to miss the first 3 months of the season, and unfortunately, that probably does hinder his opportunities because, let's be honest, he's going to be out for 3 months, and then it's probably going to take him maybe a month and a half, maybe, to get himself in that team when we've got someone like De Ligt, who we've just signed, and he's probably going to go be playing on Friday against Fulham. And my best performing signing is the man I've just named there, Matthias De Ligt. I think we have made some good signings like Xerxes and potentially others in the future like Ugarte and potentially a left back. But for me, it was always going to be De Ligt. It was the signing that I've been looking forward to the most, and I'm so glad it's over the line now. Matthias De Ligt. When I heard the rumours that we were linked to him at the start of the window, I was amazed. I was like, oh my God, this will be unbelievable if we actually sign him. And we have done. And he only wanted Manchester United. And that makes me very, very happy because he's got leadership qualities and he's got just got quality all round. There's a lot of negative comments going on Matthias De Ligt in the English media. And to be honest, I don't like it because I think they've forgotten. I think you all must have forgotten as the song goes. And you know what? I believe he is going to be one of the best signings in the Premier League this season. Not just for Manchester United, the best signings in the Premier League. I think him and Martinez are going to be fantastic at the back, especially with Yoro being out for 3 months. And when Yoro comes back, he can learn off De Ligt. De Ligt was once that very young player who was captain in Ajax, by the way, at that age. No shade on Lenny Yoro, but I'm just saying this is the type of player that we brought in Matthias De Ligt. There's rumours going around that he's been booted out of Juventus and booted out of Bayern. No, it's not true. He wanted to leave Juve, and Bayern Munich. To be fair, Bayern Munich did want to sell him, but he wanted to come to Manchester United. And this Eric Dyer rubbish. Yeah, if you look into the facts, Eric Dyer did not replace him at all. He actually started most of his games with Eric Dyer. So there was a load of waffle, all that rubbish. But Matthias De Ligt is the signing of the season for me, for Manchester United. And I do believe that partnership at the back with him and Lisandro Martinez is going to be absolutely fantastic to watch. And yeah, that is it for my 2024/2025 Manchester United season predictions. Let me know in the comments down below. Do everything I've done. Leave them from the Premier League predictions, the breakthrough player, top scorer, top assister, obviously player of the season that we added as well, Carabao Cup, FA Cup, Europa League, and the best performing signing. Let me know in the comments down below what you think and who you think they are. But that's going to be it from me today. I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll be back for a preview on the Fulham game in a couple of days. I'll see you then.